The worst advice I've been given in my life is that my dad told me, oh, here we go, daddy issues.
Ow. What is up, you guys? Welcome to Fail Time. Today, the cast and crew of Battle Universe is going to be reacting to your fails, specifically the worst advice you have ever been given. Let's do it.
Always remember to wear underwear in Walmart. Advice from my grandma. I want to know what the situation was that the grandma had to advise. Hey, make sure you always wear or underwear in Walmart. What's the situation that they happen to have to do that? What?
Some bad advice that I was told was from my brother, who is 25, told me to legally change my name to current resident. Oh no, that's not good. And then sue everyone from opening up my mail. Oh, that's actually pretty good though. Yeah. Not a bad strategy. It's a lot of work. Not the kind of work that I would want to go through, but hey.
I wonder what the payoff would be.
Exactly. Probably a lot of money.
Okay, Addison, the worst advice I've been giving, we're already off to a rough start. Okay. The worst advice I've been given was when someone told me that if you take a vacuum cleaner and your hair is wet, then have the vacuum cleaner suck your hair through the tube, your hair would be super smooth afterwards. I broke the vacuum cleaner from the water. Oof, rough. Okay, so I don't know, I've never been told that it would make your hair smooth. I have seen those videos of dads using vacuum cleaners to do really quick ponytails. Not gonna lie, I was really tempted to try it. I didn't, but I kind of wanted to. But yeah, I mean, I guess if your hair is soaking wet, probably not good, because water in a vacuum cleaner, not great.
I played football when I was in high school. During one of the games, I had a guy land on my leg and ended up breaking it. Yeah, that sounds horrible. Even though it was very clearly broken, the athletic trainer said if I walked on it, it would make the pain not as bad. People are brutal. It's high school. What the heck?
I had a test and my dad said to stay 24 hours upside down and learn to keep the information in my head. I passed out and then failed my exam. Yeah, that makes sense, but that's the worst advice I've ever heard. Who allowed this person to be a father? Is there some pun in there? Did I miss it?
No, that's it.
It's just a terrible, yeah.
I had a test and my dad said to stay 24 hours upside down and learn to keep the information in my head. Passed out, failed my exam. That's a dad joke and he took it seriously. Yeah.
One time I farted and someone said just let it out. When I was 3, I accidentally pooped my pants. I'm not gonna ask you, have you guys ever done that before where you fart, would you accidentally poop?
It happens.
I'll say I've done it before. I was really, really sick. Really sick. I had the stomach flu and I farted and some stuff came out. You know, it happens to everybody. Don't be embarrassed by it. You gotta own up to it because it happens to everybody at least once in their life, whether they believe it or not.
The worst advice given to me was that I should study for a test. Every time I study, I fail. But every time you don't study, you pass.
Natural genius.
Just a great educated guesser. The minute you throw facts into the scenario, it just convolutes everything and you can't get through it. I get that kind of, not really. That makes no sense, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm ready actually. Let's do it. All right. Let me get my reading tongue ready. The worst advice given to me was that I should study for a test. Every time I study, I fail. You know what? I failed the test because I wouldn't study, not because I studied. You know, it's crazy. Fact. I was horrible at school, not because I was not good at school, it's because I didn't try. As soon as I started trying, my grades started going up.
It's like science.
It's just like science.
One time I farted and someone said, just always let it out. All right. One time I farted and someone said, just always said, let it out. This was when I was 3 and accidentally pooped my pants. Are they 4? Or is this
Space explosion! A few months ago, my grandpa said to keep buying credit cards and max them out and pay them back in a few years. No, that's the worst thing you can do. And I see a lot of people that are like that, young adults. They're okay, well, I have a lot of debt on this credit card, so I'll just open a new one to pay for that debt. And then when I can't pay for that, I'll just open a new one to pay for that card. And I'm that's not how you adult.
Ooh, Grandpa don't know about the future.
Bad advice.
Yeah.
Worst advice I've ever been given was to drink a glass full of mint toothpaste and soap if I had a sore throat. Why? I was young then and didn't really think that through. I ended up doing that, and yeah, it wasn't a great idea or helpful. Why? A glass full of mint? Your mouth must have been fresh for like a month.
Yeah.
That's insane.
A few days ago, my teacher was, of course, teaching a lesson, go figure, when she said, always speak before you think. I mean, you don't say 100% of the words that you don't speak, I guess.
Then
Yeah,
think.
so speak, then think. Yeah, there we go. That's how I feel like I read things, is like, I'm like saying things before I'm thinking about it, or like processing it.
My uncle told me to put pepper on my cantaloupe. You know what? I've had cantaloupe a handful of times in my life. Like, it's only like in fruit bowls. Like when a restaurant gives you a fruit bowl and there's cantaloupe, that's usually when I have it. But I've never actively like bought a cantaloupe and ate it. But I love pepper, so I don't see why I wouldn't enjoy it on my fruit. I'm not really answering any of these questions.
The worst advice I've been given in my life is that my dad told me that if I think about living in a cardboard box, then I'll get somewhere in life. I get it. It took me a second. I got it. That's funny. Because it's cardboard box. It can get picked up and put somewhere else. It's like those old YouTube videos. Remember that when people were like, I ship myself across the U.S. in a cardboard box. When it was really like their friends just like moving them around in their house.
I think about living in a cardboard box and I'll get somewhere in my life. I mean, imagining living in a cardboard box versus the experience of living in a cardboard box. That is really bad advice. That is awful advice. It's probably the worst advice.
The worst advice I've been given in my life is that my dad told me, oh, here we go, daddy issues. In my life is that my dad told me that if I think about living in a cardboard box, I'll get somewhere in my life. What? That doesn't make any sense.
Living in a cardboard box.
Like your imagination?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like imagination. You know, like, is that what it is?
Some advice I got was to get a chicken because they're good luck. What? When have chickens been known to be good luck? So I got one and it bit my finger. Okay, have you ever had a chicken bite your finger?
No.
Okay, it's actually kind of painful. The month later, still had a chicken. I broke the same finger feeding the chicken. What? That is fail for sure. I wanted to still have the chicken.
All right, Casey, what advice did you hear? My friend was trying to comfort me after a breakup. Oh, sorry. I was crying pretty hard, and all he could do is pat me on the back and say, just stop. Thanks, bud. That'll fix my broken heart. That is so good. That's like some advice my brothers would give me. Just, hey, just stop. Okay.
Worst advice I ever got was to pee in my pants if it rains, because no one can tell. Except for you. Yeah, that's...
I was in driver's ed and my instructor told us, back up till it sounds expensive. Kid took it to heart when he was driving and I was spectating. He hit the instructor's car. Ha! That's what you get. That is great.
Whenever you see a stop sign, stop stands for spin tires on pavement. Yeah, that's not great advice. I would not recommend that. That sounds like someone's just, what's it called? When you shred rubber? Burn rubber? Yeah, I don't even know how to do that. So like something like you pull in the e-brake and you just hit the gas at the same time and you confuse the automobile and you ruin your tires and tires are expensive. Why would you ever do that?
I feel like I have lipstick like all my teeth. I think the worst advice I was given was for an English test. My friend told me to write the answers on a piece of paper and tape it to the inside of an empty water bottle, the metal ones. Edit, by the way, she was caught and had to take the, okay, wait, taping it to the inside of an empty metal? That doesn't work. I've seen-
Empty water bottle?
Yeah, like, but a metal water
ones.
bottle. I've seen the hacks, maybe that's why it's bad advice, because I've seen the hacks, kids don't do this, of people that peel off the plastic water bottle wrapper and then write the answers on that so you can like see through it. I've seen that. Maybe that's why this is horrible advice, is because they told you to do it with a metal water bottle.
Tricky.
Yeah, what if they still put water in it too? So it's just... No, I saw it on Twitter, it'll work.
Fun fact.
Have you done this?
Not the water bottle trick, but we would have like spelling quizzes every week, and I wasn't a big fan of school. Don't do this, really bad. But I would write the pieces of paper
I knew it.
on the smallest piece of paper I could, and I would keep it under my hand.
Oh.
Yeah, and I would
clever.
just lift up my hand. But one time I went like this, and my teacher was handing out the test. He was like, "Can you lift your hand up for me?" And I was like, Yeah.
Worst advice given to me from my best friend during a 3 a.m. conversation: just get just get a sugar daddy, and then you'll never have to worry about anything. I worry about this one. Like, okay, so I've known people that literally like their whole life is set up like go to college, get a sugar daddy at college, and then never go anywhere after that. And it's like, what is going on? There's some people like that. Low standards, yeah.
Told my niece if she needs help to call somebody. One day she had trouble doing homework, so she called 911. Should have been more specific. That's amazing.
My teacher told me if I wanted to get fired from a job at a restaurant, I should throw ice cubes into the deep fryer. What does that do?
So you know how you're not supposed to put water on a grease fire because it makes it worse?
Yeah.
Same thing. It like explodes in the grease fire.
Holy moly.
Don't do that.
Kind of want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a great thing to do on Wrecked.
Do that.
I'm gonna tell Pat about it.
Weird advice. My teacher told me if I wanted to get fired from a job at a restaurant, I should throw ice cubes in the deep fryer. What does that do?
It like blows up.
Does it really?
Yeah.
Like the ice blows up?
Yeah.
I never knew that. Wow, that's scary. I'm gonna have to look at the video on that later.